Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
E21 PCA.
87454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. The Owl House Season 2 season finale, King's Tide. I come to you at the turn of the tide. I like the episode. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. I do mini reviews over on TikTok, YouTube Shorts. If you want the short version of my reviews, they're like a minute long. Go watch those. Want the long versions? Stick around. I like this episode because of all the mystery. Like, whoa, okay, so now the collector, we get to see what they actually look like a child. But mysteries are great until we figure out what's behind the mystery. Do we get to figure any of this out? And will the payoff be worth it? And I see a lot of shows, they ruin the payoff, right? They build up this big, giant mystery, and then when you figure it out, when it's all played out, you're like, oh, okay. Because there's a lot of stuff going on between the Titan and the Collector. There's history there. There's some lines that show that there's been stuff going on between these two, the entities of the Titans and the Collector person, and how King ties into that. But I have a lot of questions. I don't know if they'll ever get answered. Luce is, again, the least interesting thing in the whole entire show. She gets into a fight with Bellows, and she beats him in the dumbest way possible. I couldn't even imagine a dumber way for him to lose. Like I could. He might as well have slept on a banana peel. That's how stupid the way he loses. But we jump in and we get another scene where King can be where the Collector's at. Like astral project or something of that nature, and he's hearing the Collector talk to Bellows, but then King says something and the Collector's like, who's there, and then he wakes up. So first I thought it was just he could hear his thoughts or something, but no, he's literally there, or just like his energy or his soul is there. What the hell's that all about? And why wasn't it happening before? I'm assuming Bellows and the Collector have been collaborating for whatever, hundreds of years, or at least since Luce went back in time. So why wasn't King getting these visions before now? He's only been recently getting these visions. I don't understand that. Like, do we get an answer to that? No, I don't think we will. But we're on the boat, the flying ship thing, and it's the crew, they're worried about Luce. Oh, she's gonna go fight Bellows. We have to get there faster. And everyone's like fighting and complaining. And Amity's dad is like the only adult. But of course he's like an idiot too. He can't be the one to calm everyone down because he's obviously the problem. It's so dumb. Then it turns into a Snickers commercial. You're a diva when you're hungry. So Willow's like, hey everyone, stuff your fat faces so everyone can shut the hell up for a minute. So everyone eats and feels better than everyone being nice to each other again. It's so, I don't know. It's like a childish way of like, oh, if we need to calm down and if we just get some snacks. God, it's so stupid. But I guess it's to show Willow's like, hey, King, helping out, but you have to like wait for your opportunity to help. You want to help right away, but you have to find your time to do it. So I'm like, oh, okay, so King's going to end up doing something. They do this in every episode. It's a trope in most cartoons where they introduce something in the opening and it's going to be relevant later on in the episode. Wouldn't it have been nice if that would have just not led to anything and it's just a nice little lesson? Anyways, we're getting to the big unity thing. So everyone's getting all gathered and the people are cheering. So they love the Emperor again. They have gone back and forth on this where the townspeople hated the Emperor. Then they loved him. Then he's arresting people in the streets because of this whole unity thing. And now they're gathering and they're all like happy. So do they love the guy or do they hate the guy? I don't know. It's weird. But he's like, oh, the time's coming. Let's get this all done. Everyone's getting ready. This is the big moment with Ida. She's going to have to make herself look like Rain. Go out there. Use, her curse is going to F up the spell. But of course, this is like everything. And then I like how Rain and Ida have a nice moment, which is sweet. She has a moment with her sister. Again, here's Lilith, and Lilith has done nothing. This whole season, she's been nothing. Just a joke. And that's super sad because she was kind of cool in season 1. In season 2 even. But she's thinking about everyone being together and how like it was like back in the day when they all were kids. Like she kind of has that vision, and then that's super sweet. I thought there's a good scene. I like it. But everyone starts going out there. They get in their little circle. That illusion guy's back, the one who got mind crushed, where he got all effed up. But then they're like, "Oh, we're changing the arrangement. We're going to be next to the Terra Floral lady." And so Bellos knew something was up. How did Bellos know? It doesn't get revealed if there was a mole in their little bats group or cats group or whatever the hell they called it. I thought that Darius was going to be like double crossing them, but it doesn't seem like that's what happens because he like defends them. But how did Bellos know? Did Bellos have a connection with Luz? Did he have a spy, like a magical little fly that was flying around the room, literally a fly on the wall or something? It doesn't get explained. I want to know how he knew. So everyone gets in the big circle and they're going to do their big spell, and it's going down. Everyone's getting connected, and it started, and then Belle's like, "Okay, bye everybody," and he just takes off. And I guess it takes a while for the spell to actually work. And when the eclipse happens, I guess that's when it gets its most powerful. So like it takes a while for the eclipse to actually start. Collector's like, "Yo, cool, Bellos, my home dog. Thanks for doing this. You're gonna let me free, and this is gonna be so cool. I did this spell for you." Then he's like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna let you go." He's like, "What you promised? You're a liar, liar, pants on fire." And he's like, "Yeah, I don't care what you think. And I'm not gonna let you go." And he just throws him down a well. I say him, but who knows, whatever. It sounds like a boy to me. Throws the little plate that, you remember that there was like had the moon symbol on it. Remember he found that when Luce went back in time. So it's all Luce's fault. If you think about it, it's really all her fault. Throws it down a thing. He's like, "Screw you, don't need you." And then Bellos is just a bastard to everybody. Kikimora walks in with her power armor. She's like, "I'm here to help you however I can. Bellos, I'm at you can command me, and maybe you can promote me for doing such a good job." Bellos is like, he actually takes his scar off. That green scar on his face, like that was a fake. Or he can just pull it away. It's weird. He just like pulls it off his face. And he's like, "You know what you can do to help me?" He basically tells her to go unalive herself.
"I just want to help."
"You want to help?" "Go find a hole to wither away in."
That's how you would help me. I'm like, damn, what a boss. what an ass and what a boss, right? All at the same time. So he just wants to go home. So I guess he needed all that energy. Like he wanted to kill does the Unity spell kill the witches? I thought he was going to like drain their power and use their power for something, but it literally looks like it's just going to kill them, or at least kill their magic. I don't know. Again, it never explains exactly what this spell does. He just wants to go home. It's like, "Oh, I have enough time blood to go home." And because Kikimora brought the Golden Guard, or she thinks is the Golden Guard. Of course, you can't see through the bubble, but we could see through the bubble when in the last episode when she was flying over there. I don't know. It's stupid. It's one of like, "Oh, to reveal." It's really Luce. "Oh, hello, Luce the human." He's like, "Oh, you should, we're both humans. Let's get out of here." But I'm going to fight you. And I do like the fact that the fight starts. I'm torn about this because it would be stupid for Luce to win in a fight against this guy who's been practicing magic for 10 trillion years. And for him to beat her, that makes sense. But of course, the good guy has to win. So how's the good guy going to win? And my God, she wins in the dumbest way imaginable. Get back to the Unity spell's going down. They're showing up to help out. The airship's there. They're getting kind of shot down by a bunch of the abomination machines. Like they're getting shot down. And of course, this is a slow moving aircraft. So it's not like they're going to really be able to dodge anything. They get shot down. The spell's still going on. It's not a quick thing. Like, hooray, lesbians. It's not a quick spell. So her little owl curse is starting to like show on her arm. But then they kind of notice it and like, aha, they know it was fake. Of course, I don't know her name, the little wolf child. She attacks what's his face, and then she makes like little spiders come out of her mouth. That's so creepy. But Darius goes and tries to defend. I guess they're like best buds. I don't know. I don't know their relationship. Like, are they really good friends? Or did they grow up together? Like, why do they care about each other so much? Then, they kind of have to back off because some they're gonna kill her. The little wolf girl has a knife to her throat, so he just gives up. At this point, this is to save everyone's life. If I was the wolf girl, I would have been like, dude, Darius, do what you got to do, man. Kill these people, do what it is, because everyone's going to die. What's the point of saving me? The spell's going to go off. I'm going to die anyways. Fight, keep fighting. Of course, he doesn't fight because, he cares about her, so he just kind of gives up. They pull Rain out and like, oh, your little plan didn't work, blah, 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 blah. Throw Rain in the circle. So now the spell's going to work because Ida's been pulled out of it, so her little curse isn't going to screw up the spell. Get back to the fight, and again, I always ask this, like, how do these sigils work? And the people like, it was explained in the episode of, I forget which episode it was, but it was the one where we find out her dad's dead. It's explained in that episode. So I go back and rewatch the whole episode. I'm like, okay, did I miss something? They're talking about at the very end when Amity's like, oh, how does it work? Like, she tries to use the sigil to make a flower or something. She's like, oh, you kind of have to know what you want. That line of dialogue is good enough for them. That means she can do anything with these sigils. Anything at all. Anything in her imagination is possible with no limits from that one line of dialogue. You are an absolute moron. If that is good enough for you, you don't deserve to have cool magic and magical mechanics and anything because you'll accept anything. She sets up a bunch of them, but then activates them all at once as kind of like an ice trap thing. But how does that work? So she touches them, and then in her mind she thinks, oh, activate when he's standing around. Like, how does that work? It doesn't even make any damn sense. But of course she can't even get close to even touching him. Like, she can't even hurt him in any way, which just makes sense. That because he is like a master wizard witch person. He does mentions like, oh wow, you're combining glyphs. It took me like 50 years to learn that. Of course, there's like the praise, right? You got to praise the characters. It's so stupid. Then he's like, okay, I'm done with this. He makes his arm turn into like goop. So he's like this weird goopy mess. Like, he's like, doesn't even have a body really. He's just like this goop mess. Grabs her and he's like, okay, time to end all this. I'm going back home. Yeah, I'm going to kill you. And here we go. The most unbelievable, incredibly stupid. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so stupid. And tell me in the comments below. A lot of people love this show. You like this? You thought this was like, oh yeah, that's a really cool plot point and a story element to do this. He's turning her into stone. He's gonna kill her. Like, you're done. I don't care about you no more. But the world's changed since last time you've been there. You like need someone to like show you around in those clothes. You're gonna look like an idiot, and everyone's gonna laugh at you. And I'll help you. So basically, she's like, oh, I'll pick out clothes for you, and then be your tour guide. What the? I paused the video. I got up and I walked around because I couldn't believe that this was going to effing work. I come back, watch the rest of the video. Then he like kind of agrees. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, that's so stupid. That is so incredibly stupid. It would have been better for me to be like, oh, I could kill you, turn you to stone, but I won't because you're human. And the only people who deserve to die are demons and witches. I'm going to let you live. I'm going to bring you back with me because humans deserve to live. That would have been a little bit better because then it shows like a weird kind of empathy for human beings and his hatred for witches. Okay, for him to fall for that, I will buy you clothes. Boy, I want to work on that drip. It's so stupid. Oh my God, it's so stupid. But then, it's like she grabbed like that glove, the sigil glove, to give him a mark. Haha, I tricked you. So now the spell's affecting him. So he's getting drained. Everyone's getting drained. You're getting drained. You're getting drained. The whole crowd's getting drained. Everyone's dying. And I do like this part where the floral lady's like, oh, we're going to have paradise. And then they're dying. And then she looks over at Rain. And Rain, is this not what's going to happen? We're not going to hit paradise? Rain's like, bro, nah. You're going to die. Or is this cool? We're all going to die. So they're going to just die. And she's like, Rain is almost like, I told you, you freaking idiot. Why would I lie about this? So everyone's dying. Luce got the sigil thing on him, and he's like, hey, you got to stop the spell. If you don't stop the spell, you're going to die. He turns into a big, nasty monster. Remember that big, goopy monster thing? starts attacking him. Like, oh damn, Luce is really gonna die. I do like this scene because it's kind of like a war scene. They crash. King's waking up. It's all woozy. Kind of reminds me of like Saving Private Ryan in the aftershock of like being like crashing. Ugh, what's going on? Everything's kind of muted. The sound is blurry, and I love that kind of first person like you're in a daze. What's going on, King? Are you all right? And then people getting shot and everything, and you're trying to like recoup, get your group back together. We see that King is like, oh, this is my chance to like help out, to do something. He runs into Kikimora and he's like, so we got to stop this. Like, oh, there's collectors, and King kind of knows what the collector is in a weird way because he's been getting those visions. He's been doing that astral projection thing, and of course King was like, oh, I'll help you because if the basic bells threw me away, so F him. So if he would have been nice to her, then they would have lost. See, all the things, it kind of all leads back to like circumstance. The door's getting opened. But since he's like this crazy monster version of himself, Bellows, he's actually breaking the door, and it's like, oh crap, we're gonna lose everything. Everyone shows up at they go, oh, Lucy's at the head, we have to go there and help her. Everyone shows up and they're gonna try to like fight Bellows, but they really can't fight him because he's like this insane goop monster version of himself. So everyone's getting their butts kicked. They're trying, but they're getting their butts kicked. King gets to the collector and starts talking to him. Tries to figure out exactly what's going on. Like, oh, okay, collector person, please stop this, this spell. I'm like, oh, why should I trust you? Because, the collector is like, oh, I trusted Bellows, why can I trust another person? It's like, oh, you're a Titan. Oh, because I guess that little thing he wears makes him invisible to protect him from the collector. So is the collector really the bad guy? And why is the collector called the collector? They don't collect anything. Obviously, from this whole entire, since we've seen of the collector, all they want to do is play games. Shouldn't they be like the game master or something, not the collector? It doesn't seem to make any sense because they don't collect anything. But it's like, oh, your father trapped me in the first place. So I guess Titans and the collector have been at odds in the past. But King's like, oh, I'll let you go, but you got to stop this spell. Then we get to play a game. He's like, oh, but it's a big game. It's a game where everyone has to play. So you have to stop the spell or we're not going to have enough players. It'd be such a fun game. It's called the Owl House. If you don't have enough players, you can't play, then it's not fun. And then, okay, forget it. You wouldn't want to do it anyways. Ooh, I want to play. See, that kind of weird trickery that worked on Bellows makes no effing sense because he's a man. This works on the collector because he's like a child, right? So you can trick a kid into almost doing anything, even in believing in certain things that aren't true. So you can trick a kid. He's like, okay, fine. You got to let me out and then I'll stop the spell. He's like, okay, what do I have to do? So that little thing he was in, the disc, he has to kind of destroy that. Get back to everyone dying from the draining spell. There is Ida. She's talking to Brain, and it's kind of like their final goodbye because like everything's getting destroyed and stuff. And it's sad because he to save her, he rips her arm off, and that's what had the sigil on it. I was wondering because like Ida can like remove body parts. She can literally take her head off and she won't die. That was part of the curse, right? Like she can't die. So like how she can't die from being ripped apart. She obviously has to eat and sleep and consume things. So she has bodily fluids and functions, but she doesn't have blood. Like if you rip her head off, there's no blood. It's super weird. They don't ever really explain that, but he pulls her arm off that had the coven mark. And so the drain spell's not going to work on her anymore. So wouldn't it work the same way? Just chop your hand off? I mean, dying or not having a hand. I guess I'll lose my hand, right? So why not just chop his hand off? Like turn into the owl mode and just bite it off, really. I don't know. Someone in the comments explain to me, would that not work? Everyone's getting their butts kicked, but then woohoo, the collector comes out and everyone's like, who the hell is this guy? And he's like, oh, hello, Bellows. And Bellows like, oh yeah, see, look, I let you out. He's like, no, you didn't. I'm going to get rid of you. And just like finger flicks him, spots him on the wall. Well, that's the end of Bellows. Like, oh, damn, that's... I guess there's a reason why he didn't want to let him out. I guess this collector person is insanely powerful. Just one-shots him. We got one flick, man. Just flicked him out. Then everyone else like, okay, what happens next? Kelly's like, oh, yeah, the game. I need more players, remember? You got to save every other players. Isn't the Owl House the funnest game ever, guys? And everyone's like, yeah, fun game. I play it every day. And he looks over at the eclipse. He's like, he just moves the moon or the sun. He just moves it. So he's a god. He's so powerful. He's basically a god of this world. He could just end everything if he wanted to. So he's like, okay, no more draining spells, saved everyone. But since the door was getting all jacked up it's activated and it's pulling them all in. So they're getting sent to the human world. The collector is just like, okay, I'm going to destroy this place. And then he's just doing whatever he wants to do. And it's causing everything to get all destroyed. Luz is like, oh, push everyone to the door. But then she's like, I can't leave King behind. He basically saved us all. It's one of those things where this guy's going to kill me. So I'm going to release this psycho murderer from the prison to kill that guy. But now I got to deal with the psycho murderer. It's like the thing, like what was in that situation, it was their best option. But now do they even have a bigger problem? Is the collector more of a villain than Bellows now? So she's like, no, I can't leave King behind. I got to save him. She's trying to save King. They're all getting pulled away. But then I do like how King's like, I'm sorry, Luz. I'm super glad. It's a great scene. I love this little like goodbye. It's easy to do sad. And he's like, I'm glad you were my big sister. Oh, my little baby heart. Oh. Blam, knocks her into the door. Boom. They're saved, but they're in the human realm now. And they are in it's raining outside. I'm assuming, is it the same night? Like how much time has passed, right? Between when she went back and visited her mom through like, remember she could like go into like reflective surfaces. So I'm assuming they're going to explain how much time has passed. But the door, and there's that little creepy house that's like behind her house, like in the woods that no one ever, does anything about. Like if there was a house behind my house, that'd be the scariest effing place in the world. Like in the middle of the desert, there's like some house and everyone's like, oh, no one does anything about it. Well, she goes back home and we see an amphibia reference. Oh, girl lost in Frog World hoax. Like, okay, they get the worlds, even though the animations aren't the same, so they wouldn't look the same. So, but they're in the same world. That's funny. It's like, hey, Mom, I'm home. And that's the end of the episode. Again, I like all the mystery. What's going on with the collector? Is the collector, can we get explained to why the collector's called the collector? Do they call themselves that? Is that a name that they were given? Because obviously they haven't collected anything ever that we have seen. No collecting. Zero, none, zilch. And if they're this powerful, there's nothing they can't do. They literally can move celestial bodies, like move the freaking moon, just moved it. So did we release a bigger problem? Did we release the flood to stop the forest fire, but now the flood is rushing towards the city and it's going to kill people anyways? You know what I'm saying? Like, did we make more of a problem here? King sacrifice, awesome. Rain and Ida, awesome. I love that scene. I love the scene at the end, with King and Luz. That's super good. But everything else, like, how Bellows loses is oh my God, it's so stupid. And do we get more? The problem, again, like I said before, building big mystery, the payoff. We have 3 like super long episodes for season 3, and that'd be it. The last one hasn't come out yet, so I got the other 2 to catch up, and I think it's going to be in a week or so. It's going to come out. So this show will be done with. And I don't know if they're going to be able to satisfy me with the mystery and being able to wrap things up and still have the storytelling. It's going to be difficult to do with 3 episodes. Even if they're extended episodes, it's really going to be tough to do. But thanks for watching, guys. Leave comments, do all that sharing stuff. Love you, dudes. See you on the next one.
No!
Luz, I'm so happy I had you as a big sister.
Crimson Sin here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, liking, subscribing, sharing, and commenting on the video really helps out a lot. It gets the video spread around more people get to see the videos, and we get to make more videos for you guys. So thank you, and we appreciate every single one of you guys.